340,000 miles on this TDI Jetta, and this thing is badly broken. I have never seen this before in all the years of me working on cars. This is strange, guys. Let's find out what it is. Let's get started. This is a 2005 Volkswagen Jetta, and like I just mentioned, it has a little over 340,000 miles on it, and it's still going. Well, it was until whatever broke is broken. It was brought in on a tow truck. The customer said it's making a horrible whining noise. It's like a power steering noise or something. And he says, I think something is really, really wrong. Before we dive into that, let's take a look around this. At 340,000 miles, what does a Jetta look like? So here's the front of this Jetta. We can see the paint or the clear coat is peeling pretty bad, and down at the lower section we can see some grill pieces missing, just kind of some open area down below, and a lot of bugs. And our bumper is starting to come off right here. We have some Michelin Defender tires on it. Those look like to be 15s. It is a little dirty, but really no damage on this side. Around the back you can see Jetta TDI. It's from the Kansas area. And decent on that side as well, just a little dirty. The roof area has some serious clear coat peeling though. Let's go ahead and scan this thing for codes and see what's going on with this thing. For handy dandy crap 1, 2, 3. When working on cars, I have to use a lot of different approaches, but frequently the best method is to use a scan tool to access the brains of the car. The information this scan tool accesses tells me the history of this car and what's wrong. Did you know there are people out there scanning the net for your personal information right now? The data brokers with your information are out to ruin your life. They are sharing your address, number, email, relatives info, and your social security number with criminals. You don't think your info is out there? Google your name and city. What do you find? How do you get the information off of those sites? Incogni is the answer, the sponsor of today's video. Incogni tracks down and removes your information from multiple sites. A one-time scan removal tool isn't enough. They work 24/7, 365 days a year to make sure your information doesn't appear or reappear on a site. Since May, they have removed my name 770 times. You know, if the criminals can't find you, they can't harm you. If you find your information on a site before Incogni does, you can request a custom removal. I happened to find a few sites with my info, and all I had to do was paste a link on the removal page, and bam! In a couple of days, the info was taken down. Score for me. Game over for the data broker. Take your personal data back with Incogni. Use code CARWIZARD at incogni.com/carwizard and get 60% off an annual plan. Now back to this Jetta. Okay, so we got this hooked up and scanned for codes to see if there's anything going on with the engine. We do see a code for the EGR control circuit, but I don't think that has anything to do with what's going on with this car. It has a terrible noise to it. So a scan tool is not going to show you every issue on the car, especially if it's not connected to the computer. The customer says it's making this really loud whining noise, and I'm kind of play the game with you guys. What can you imagine it would be? Before I open the hood, could it be a bad power steering pump? Could it be a broken motor mount? Or C, could it be a bad injection pump? It is a TDI after all. Let you guys in the comments let us know what you think it is. And now we're going to open the hood and take a look. Well, it's got its tongue out just like I do to taste some fluids, Mrs. Wizard.
Yeah, and it looks like it's been there a while. It's kind of faded.
Used to be a red wire, and it's faded all the way to white. It's been there for at least a couple years. Let's see if I can get this thing open. There we go. Sometimes people improvise, especially on a vehicle that has 300 or more thousand miles on it. They're just not going to dump a bunch of money into it. Obviously, the hood release cable probably broke on this thing, and their solution was just a piece of wire tied to the release, and they can manually release it that way. It works, and I totally get it. Let's take a look around the engine bay and see what you guys think. So we see our battery over there, air cleaner, looks like some red vacuum hose they've placed into here. There's the engine, there's some other fuel hose, some clear hose, the injection pump. Doesn't appear to be anything leaking, but kind of stand back, Mrs. Wizard. Let's get a nice look at the engine.
Oh my God, it fell down.
You guys see that? Did you notice? The whole ass engine's about to fall out of the car. The motor mount on this side is completely missing, or I don't know. Let's investigate together and see what is going on here. You guys see right there in between the hose and that mount, that's a broken bolt, Mrs. Wizard.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine what happened to this.
It's broken clear in half. Let's get a better view here. So we can see where the motor mount used to be bolted to a bracket that bolts to the cylinder head, and it's completely sheared in half, and the engine is leaning on the timing belt cover. You can see our green colored serpentine belt has been rubbing on something. And like I mentioned, the timing belt cover is the only thing holding this engine up. It's leaning against the framework of the body of the car. The engine is being supported only by this plastic cover. Look at this hose, guys. It's completely crumpled. The charge cooler hose. Look, it's even stretched these vacuum lines almost to the point of breaking. I've seen motor mounts go bad. I've never seen them snap clear in half. Oh, and by the way, that whining noise that I mentioned, it's actually B, the motor mount is broken, but that's not making the noise. I'm not going to start it to show you guys because the noise is the timing belt rubbing on the frame of the car. If it were to catch or do something and throw the belt, we could be in serious trouble. This I have never seen on any car before. Let me know in the comments, how in the world do you snap the whole bolts in half on your motor mount? Is it got like 1,000 pounds of torque and it's tuned really high? Or I've just never seen anything like that. That is crazy. Let's get this thing pushed over to a lift. I'm going to very gently lift the engine with a block under the oil pan. And let's see what kind of damage we're looking at here. All right, let's take a look here.
Whoa, whoa, Wizard, be careful. The AC compressor is like dangling.
Holy crap, guys, look at that. The whole engine is dangling, about to fall out of the car. This is crazy. This belt's been rubbing somewhere. Let's see where it's been rubbing. Right there. You can see the green coloring all over that AC receiver dryer. It's trying to shred the belt in half. It's literally hanging on by a thread by the timing cover. It's the only thing holding this in. I'm happy it didn't break their intercooler. Oh my goodness, guys. Well, it's never a boring day at Omega Auto Clinic. This is what we're here to do, is fix problems like this, but this one's a really weird problem. Let's check the rest of the car real quick. I'll try not to stand under the engine. It could, I don't know, I don't trust it. So let's look at the wheels. Looks like some new sway bar links. CV boots are good. Struts are not blown. New brake pads, new tie rod ends. Looks like the customer does a lot of their own work and they've been taking care of it. And I'll go around the engine here. Struts are good there. Sway bar links are good. Brake pads are like new. Nothing loose over here either. Don't go under there, Mrs. Wizard.
I am not planning to.
We can see the back. I see a coolant leak or something going on. You see coolant dripping. There's little pink drops there. We'll have to see what that is or what it could be. It looks like it's from the heater hose area. We'll inspect that here in a minute. You can see a little seepage on the engine block, but that's the least of our concerns right now. Our exhaust is intact, luckily. I don't see any damage underneath really going on, no serious rust. Here's our beam axle in the back. Our brakes are about 50 or 60% remaining. It's got some fairly new Bilsteins on it. Fuel tank is not leaking. Our muffler's missing, Mrs. Wizard.
Oh, shocking.
No muffler Newton. Look, guys, it's literally evidence of it right there. It's been hacked off. That's what they all do here in Newton. They just cut them off. That's crazy. And our brakes are good over here. Shock is not blown. Nothing loose. I'll let this thing back down very slowly. I don't want the engine to literally fall out. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to open the hood, I'm going to get a wood block so I can safely jack the engine up and get the weight off of the timing cover. From below, I'll jack it up. Let's see, how damaged is this thing? So I'll put this wood block on the jack so it's easy on the, it's a cast aluminum oil pan. It can totally support the weight of the engine, but I don't want to put all that weight on this small metal disc right here. We're going to use a nice wood block to not only disperse the weight, but to be softer and easier on the oil pan. All right, guys, now we can start seeing the engine come back up where it's supposed to be. Slowly jack it back up. I can hear pieces of metal. That's probably the mount itself. There we go. That's about where it should be.
That fell like 6 inches.
Isn't that crazy, guys? I'm surprised it didn't just fall out. Well, now that it's holding it up and we can see a little bit better of a gap in there, let's see what kind of damage was done. So I'll take these little clips off here and see if we can get this timing cover out of the way. Oh no, it's been damaged pretty bad. So I can't get the cover off, and a piece of the mount is broken off and caved in to the timing cover. Take a look, guys. So you can actually see the arm of the mount is broken and caved into the timing cover. I'm going to have to jack it up a little higher to kind of bring that away from it and see if I can get it out. Let's see if that works. So we can see the bolt head on the other side is still attached. It's just bent. It hasn't broken in half yet. But the other side did break. This is going to be a challenge to get it out. Let me see if I can get this reservoir out of the way. Hose out of the way. There's the piece of broken bolt, Mrs. Wizard.
Wow, that's scary.
Snapped it clean in half. This one's still attached, unfortunately, and being it's bent so bad, I don't know if I can try to get an impact and get it out of there. Let's give it a try, guys. See if we can do anything with this. Yeah. It just sheared anyway. It was already bent almost all the way in half. You can see it's crooked. So we can see both bolts are broken and it tore pretty bad into the timing cover. It doesn't appear that it hurt the timing belt. This guy got very, very lucky. My goodness, it crushed the whole timing cover. It's going to need some more work to get the cover off. It's so mangled and crushed, but I can peel it back. Let's take a look at the belt. So it does appear to be a fairly new one, a Continental, although that idler is not new. It's got crust all over it, but it is a new belt, and he's very, very lucky it didn't throw the belt. Isn't that crazy, guys? The mount basically snapped in half. The other bolt was being held on just the tiniest bit of piece of metal. When I put my impact on it, it just finished it off. It was about to snap anyways. It was folded in half. What would cause that? Let me know in the comments. How would it snap? Those are pretty thick bolts. It just snap them in half. Maybe he hit something, but I would have broken the oil pan, I guess. But anyways, we've already contacted the customer and let them know it's very least going to need a new motor mount. And just that alone, the mount is a couple $100, an hour or two of labor to dig all this out and clean it all up, $400 or $500. But as we've seen here, the book time does not account for drilling out broken in half bolts into the bracket. If it's really bad, we might have to replace the whole bracket. It'd be cheaper to do that than to try and drill it out. It could easily approach $1,000. The customer said, do what you need to do to make that mount good again. He said, I'm not going a dime bit further. This thing has 340,000 miles on it. It's just not worth putting a bunch of money into it. He said, fix the motor mount. That's it. Put it outside. If anything else needs addressed, like we saw that coolant leak I showed you, he said he'll take care of that himself. He just doesn't have the means to fix this crazy fiasco going on here. And apparently he can fix the other issues himself, which I applaud that. So once we get the motor mount taken care of and get it running and driving again, How much life is left in this vehicle? Not a whole lot. And that's where I kind of agree with the customer that it's not worth throwing thousands and thousands of dollars into this car. Just get it running and driving enough that he can get the last bit of life out of it. Could it go 500,000 miles? Possibly. The engine could, but the rest of the car is going to start falling apart very, very heavily over the next 100,000 miles. It's just typical with any car, really. We talk about Mercedes 240Ds and 300Ds from the old days in the 80s going 2 million miles. I guarantee you there's a lot of control arms, control arm bushings, tie rod ends. Basically the whole car has been replaced by that point to get to the 2 million miles. It's not on the original suspension, I guarantee it.
Well, and Wizard, that Volkswagen has a lot of plastic on it.
This is very, very plasticky. Again, I am just so happy that it did not snap his timing belt and grenade his motor. We'll get it fixed, get it at least where it'll hold its own weight up. The customer said they'll take it from there. But I definitely wanted to get a video out to show you guys this was weird. The moaning noise you're hearing, like I said, was the timing belt making that roar. It was rubbing against the frame. That was dangerous. When we pushed it into the shop, we opened the hood. Junior Mint and I looked at it and we saw the engine like this. And we were like, oh, that's not good. That's not supposed to be that way. Now we know why. So if you're curious what kind of tools we're going to use to fix this VW Jetta or any other car that's in the shop, that Lamborghini Murcielago, that Rolls-Royce Phantom, my Audi R8, all the cars we have in the shop right now, the tools that we use are listed for sale on our Amazon affiliates page in the link below. If you purchase anything there, we get a small cut and really appreciate it. A lot of great ideas. Also, there's a link in the description to take you to Danielson's channel. He just put out a video on my R8 tearing down the engine, pulling the motor, all that different stuff. It's really, really awesome video. You definitely want to check that out as well. Make sure to hit the subscribe button here because who knows what else is coming through the door. I'm definitely going to want to film it for you guys. Thanks for watching.